All right, guys, what is going on? Back at you again with another Arbitrum ecosystem update. Uh, as usual, none of this is financial advice, and everything that I talk about today is my opinion and my opinion alone. Let's get right into it, guys. I wanted to start off today with a shout out to Taiki Meda, who essentially is a content creator here on YouTube as well as Twitter. I'll go ahead and read his post. Taiki says, Farms of the Week, huge airdrop edition. No better way to kick off the new year than with a huge airdrop to the bear market survivors. I discuss potential valuation targets for the DYM token and future narratives around the Cosmos ecosystem. As you can clearly tell, this post is about Cosmos and airdrops and stuff around that ecosystem. But I really just wanted to highlight his post here today. Number one, because you can see there's an Arbitrum logo there, and I think there he's most likely talking about some project within the ecosystem. And I think partially because I think if you used Arbitrum at all in the past year or so, that you might have gotten this airdrop DYM. I think that's the case. I think I actually got some as well because I have some addresses that were active on Arbitrum at some point, and I was able to claim this. But I mainly actually wanted to shout him out today just because I was creating content way back like 2 years ago, when actually Polygon was like kind of was helping introduce the first iteration of DeFi Summer. And I remember my video and his video actually pretty much exploded on YouTube around the same time. I think if you go back to my channel, I think it's still around. I don't know if I might have actually disabled the video now, but I love to see that he's still creating content, still killing it, and of course mentioning Arbitrum, I guess wherever it makes sense. In this case, again, I'm not sure where he's mentioning it. I just saw the logo on the farm, and figured I'd bring it up and give him a good shout out. So yeah, shout outs to you, Taiki. Keep making the good content, and I think this coming year as well, content's going to be especially very, very important as we continue to onboard the masses, in a hopefully safe and secure way. There's going to be a lot of things such as airdrops, such as the potential to gain essentially money and yield and whatnot throughout this next year. So, and probably more so than ever before. So I do think safety and security when people are navigating through this space, especially as beginners, is going to be really, really paramount. So yeah, shouts to Taiki. All right, moving on. Limes, we got a post from Limes.eth, my boy. He says, super excited to have Layer 3's Arbitrum Adventure Collection featured on the Arbitrum website. Shoutouts to all the parties that helped bring this to life, including Questbook, Seed Latam, and Arbitrum. And if you click on here, you can now take a look at the missions page of the Arbitrum portal. This essentially is similar to how the Arbitrum Odyssey was, in it that it just kind of aggregates all the different missions or kind of questing opportunities that you can do within the Arbitrum ecosystem. So it includes things from Layer 3. And funny enough, I'm actually wearing the Layer 3 hat today. So shout outs to Layer 3 for the hat. It includes missions from Layer 3. It includes missions from Galaxy and I think other questing platforms too. But and also, not to mention, includes missions from different ecosystems, or different orbit chains, I should say, including Frame and Zai. So definitely take a look there if you're interested in kind of being led through different ecosystems, discovering new protocols and whatnot. This is kind of what this page is meant to be for. So yeah, definitely check it out if you have the time. And we have another one from the Beacon. The Beacon says, enemies are getting smarter, craftier, trickier than ever. Are you ready for what's coming this year? And they kind of hint at a new potential baddie, villain, in their the Beacon game. If you guys aren't familiar with what the Beacon is, it's essentially like a dungeon crawler, pretty much built within the Treasure and Arbitrum ecosystems. And for what it's worth, I bring it up just because the Beacon, when they first launched, had an amazing. I think they ended up they ended up minting out, I think, like close to like $2 million worth of like NFTs, and they were expecting maybe like an eighth of that. They built an incredible game, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, from the start, which I think now is about a couple months, over a year ago. And I'm really excited to see what they ship this year, because it's definitely one of those teams that understands that, to make a game in crypto, or to make a Web3 enabled game, it's not only just slapping on Web3 to it and that's it. It's actually making the game fun, and then integrating the crypto or Web3 experience for those who want to kind of go that route. And the way they did it is very nice. I think you can pretty much use the game without really using crypto. I think you can actually play the game without actually even touching the blockchain. But to me, it's like the blockchain that kind of enables, like, for people who want to be those power users, which is probably going to be most people, to be honest, to kind of come in, trade, skins, trade items in game, and all that other stuff. So the Beacon is just an amazing, an incredible example of what a good Web3 game is, and I highly recommend you try it if you're interested in crypto and you're interested in gaming, generally speaking. Chainlink. All right. I wanted to introduce this one over here too. I'll read what they say here first. In this Chainlink masterclass, learn how to use CCIP to develop and deploy cross-chain dApps on Arbitrum. Watch now. And they link out to a YouTube video about building cross-chain dApps on Arbitrum. Chainlink and Arbitrum I think go way back. And I think for those out there who are listening to this video that are interested in learning how to build applications, how to start building in crypto, I'd highly recommend you take a look at this video or any of the docs within the Arbitrum ecosystem to just get started. This one I'm sure especially is probably really good and really catered towards beginners, considering Chainlink made it and it's a YouTube video. But I highly recommend you take a look, especially if you're even considering getting into crypto this year. Like I said earlier in the video, it's going to be a pretty big year, I think, in the crypto ecosystem, and including Arbitrum as a whole. So definitely doesn't hurt to get started sooner rather than later. If that's part of your New Year's resolutions, then I hope this video helps you, take that first step into development. Let me know if you actually are learning to develop in crypto. If you are, comment below, and I'll maybe I can, hook you up with the right people if you're interested in developing anything in particular. And I wanted to end up today lastly with a post by Saars. Saars, by the way, is building a frame, which is a pretty much Arbitrum Nitro based L2, but it's a roll-up essentially completely focused on NFTs and creators. Really, really cool stuff. But Saars is also a very, very tech-focused person. And Saars here says, experimentation on Ethereum L2s is vastly underexplored. Most L2s currently run an EVM, but any type of VM is possible as long as it can be proven/validated on L1. A huge advantage of L2s is that they're not bound by a single execution environment. Arbitrum Stylus and Starknet's Cairo VM are the two examples of teams exploring this area. Excited to see more experimentation on the L2 front. So what I will say here is that I've been talking about Stylus for a ton. You're going to continue to hear me talk about it, so I'll apologize in advance. But Saars is one of those teams, or Frame is one of those teams that does plan, from what I understand, and using Stylus to a certain extent on their platform. The reason why I think they're so excited to talk about this, as well as Starknet's Cairo VM, is because it's really true. Like, experimentation isn't like there aren't a lot of teams doing it, and it's probably just because of how complex it is, right? There's a reason probably why you only see Arbitrum Stylus and Starkware's Cairo. It's because it's really hard to build VMs that are like custom, but they can also be also compatible with the EVM and also Ethereum, from an L1 perspective. So this is why I'm extremely, extremely excited for Stylus personally, and why I will probably continue to talk about tweets and people's comments related to it on this channel. But yeah, shout out to Saars for shouting out Arbitrum and Starknet, as well as actually below here, Aztec, Fuel Network Eclipse, and Fluent. That being said, I'll end off today's video as usual. Oh, wrong place here. I'll end off today's video as usual with Beneath the Layers. Take a look, check it out if you're interested in crypto-related podcasts, or even podcasts related to entrepreneurs and builders within the crypto ecosystem. We have a pretty surprising and interesting guest coming up. Not this week, but next week. But if you haven't looked at any of these other videos so far, I'd highly recommend you take a look. We spoke with a couple builders in the gaming ecosystem, in the scaling ecosystem, as well as people from Offchain Labs as well. So definitely take a look if you get a chance. And that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.